Hey friends, Mark Holmes here, and as always I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. This is actually a belt for my table saw, and it's like an anti-vibration belt that's adjustable. And it broke the other day, and I had some extra pieces and tried to put it back together, or splice a new piece in there, but it broke again. There's the old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't necessarily apply to that whole theory, because you got to maintain things. It may not be broke right now, but it could very easily break, and if you don't take care of it, everything that you work for can go to crap. And that's kind of where the NFL is right now. The NFL is the 800-pound gorilla. The NFL, got to make sure they get this right line. The NFL is really the only game in town. And when you're the monopoly, you can pretty much dictate what you want to the crowd. But unfortunately for the NFL, they've got a little chink in the armor right now. You've got viewership that's gone down a little bit, but not much. It's still the biggest game in town. You've got fans who are like me, diehard fans, and I've called myself a football whore because I'll literally do anything for football. But the diehard fans, the real true ones that are live and die, and old school ones, a lot of them are getting priced out of the market. It's like when I went to the Eagles game in Dallas, went down there, tailgated. We had nosebleed seats that cost us $250. I mean, we're talking past the mountain goat. Don't get me wrong, in Dallas at least you got the television screen. But now, you got the fans that can watch football at home and don't have to spend $10 for a beer. But now you also have politics that have been injected into it. So now you've kind of lost some of that fan base in there because of what's going on. You've taken the bait on that whole situation. You've got a labor dispute that's on the horizon. 2021, the battle lines are drawn. It's all about power and control. The NFL has all the power and all the control. They don't want to give up in any of that. And with this anthem protest, basically telling the players, you know what? Shut up and play. Your biggest asset is not happy either. They want some of that control and that power as well. They've already started planning for 2021. We already know there's going to be a lockout. And it's just going to be a matter of who gets hurt worse. Well, the NFLPA is already starting right now to get funds together for the players, so that way they're taken care of during the strike. The owners have re-upped Roger Goodell's contract, so that way he'll be there in the fight since he was there for the first one. And now we've got the players who, for all intents and purposes, had moved on from the anthem protest until it was brought back from the NFL, so they feel like they're oppressed. You've got fans in traditional NFL cities that feel left out because the Rams moved back to LA, because the Chargers moved to LA, because the Raiders are moving to Las Vegas. Those fans are like, F you, NFL. I've been a diehard fan forever. I've supported. And you can't say that Raider fans aren't diehard, because they'll kill you in a minute. When they move to Vegas, you're going to lose a lot of those fans. And like I said, there's a lot of fans that are literally priced out of the market. Then you got the anthem protests, and now you got the players that are pissed off. Yes, you are the 800-pound gorilla in the room, but there's been a lot of businesses in history that were the 800-pound gorilla that lost it all. But here is the problem for you before. We've had player strikes before, like the longest one where the Redskins won the Super Bowl. In fact, 2 of the Super Bowls the Redskins won were strike shortened seasons. Just saying. There should be an asterisk by those, but just saying. There was no other game in town. You've had the USFL, but you had the NFL, which is at its peak. They didn't care about the USFL. You had the XFL that came out and tried something different and all that, but again, you had the NFL. You had all the players with the NFL. But this time could be different. And the reason I say that is the XFL, and I know, enter jokes right now, led by WWE, has gotten a little bit of credibility by getting Oliver Luck, Andrew Luck's father, on board. If they were wise, they'd start working with the NFL Players Association now. If they were wise, they would start up in 2020, the year before that strike is about to start. Because if they were able to convince the NFL Players Association and the union, you know what? Everybody, let's go to the XFL. Sure, the NFL can go ahead and get scab players again, but the difference before was we had the scab players and that was the only thing in town. If you can get all the real players to go to the XFL, the NFL is in trouble. And you can best believe I'm not the first person to think about that. You get an affordable game. You get the players who are happy about the league. Start making sure that, hey, look, we're not only looking at you for now, we're looking for you after football. We want to make sure that what you're sacrificing for the league, we care about. You get on good terms with those players. You get those players. Do you think the NFL really can stand up to that? So that's a word of caution for the NFL. Don't forget about the fans. Don't forget about those guys that are diehards that are there every Sunday. Guys like me that wake up every morning thinking about football. Guys that are driving across the country to the draft. Guys that buy all your paraphernalia. It's not about those corporations. I know you get all your money and stuff from that. But when you forget about the fans, those fans in Oakland that are going to be teamless, those fans in San Diego that are teamless, those fans in St. Louis that are teamless, when you forget about them, they're going to start forgetting about you. Let's see if I can get this belt on down here. I hate changing this belt. It's a nightmare to get to. Hold on. Whew. You might say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if you don't maintain it, it'll break. I'm Mark Holmes. It's the worst to live by, NFL.
Woo! Dude, this is gonna make me cry. He doesn't eat spicy food. I do not eat spicy food.
But how's the taste, though?
That's bomb. It's good. Good chicken. Texture, man.
But you still eat them, huh? Even though they're that hot.
It's the pain from the spiciness and the love from the.
They're good. They're really good. I need a beer though.
I got some over here in the cooler, my man.
I'm not trying it because I've seen them 3 times. Oh, dang it.
Oh, just grab my man a beer out of here.
Want to get a beer?
Yeah, I'm just using beer.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no, I'll take it.
Oh, there you go. You lucked out. One last beer. Oh.
I mean,
You can handle it. They're hot.
yeah.
All right, man. Thank you. No problem. Damn.
I gotta open it with something. Goddammit.
Here, let me. There we go. Oh, that's it.